Hey, what's going on everybody and welcome back. It is Wednesday, which means it's time for a Fallout 4 mod bundle. So we are taking a look at a handful of mods, all surrounding around a central theme. And that theme today is going to be shotguns. You guys have been asking for a while for my top 10 shotguns, and I have been waiting on some certain releases to come out, and they finally have. And it turned out that narrowing it down to 10 was a lot harder than I thought, so it was a really close call for some of these. So if your favorite shotgun mod isn't on this list, again, these are my personal favorites, and it really was a tough call for some of these. So feel free to drop a comment with your favorite shotgun if it's not on this list, because I'm sure that anybody coming to watch this video is looking for more shotgun mods to add to their load order. So the more, the better. So again, feel free to drop your recommendations down below. So let's go ahead and get started with the first shotgun mod I have for the list today, the Hunting Shotgun by Deadpool 2099. Now, this is on my list for a lot of reasons, but the biggest one is going to be nostalgia. It is my favorite shotgun from Fallout New Vegas, as well as one of the older mods on this list. This is the shotgun mod that I used when I was playing Fallout 4 on Xbox before I made the transition to PC, and this is one of my favorite modded weapons to use, and it still is. I really love it. It was one of the first to adopt the pump action animations, which was super cool. On top of that, it has some really awesome modification options that you can put on some attachments to convert this thing into pretty much any shotgun playstyle you want, as long as it fits within that pump action category. It also has some really cool unique variants. You can find Dinner Bell from Fallout New Vegas, and that thing will do 50% more damage to animals, or you can find Manhunter, which will do 50% more damage to humans. So that's pretty neat. You can use it like a proper hunting shotgun, or something that's a little bit more effective in actual combat. I will always love the pump action style, and this mod suits it really, really well. If I had my way, this entire list would be pump actions, but I wanted to give you guys some variety. So this is probably my favorite of that category, but there are a couple more sprinkled throughout this video. Regardless, this is a great one, and like every mod on the list today, this one is available on PC as well as Xbox, so everybody who wants to try this thing can go out and try it. Up next, we're going to hit the other end of the spectrum as far as shotguns are concerned with a modern semi-automatic or even automatic shotgun, and that is the Fostech Origin 12 by Utherien, also known as TheBigLidowski. So, this is a really interesting shotgun. It's a very modern, again, semi-automatic, magazine-fed shotgun. My first experience with this thing, I believe, was in Rainbow Six, but I think it also came back in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare from 2019. And honestly, I really love the implementation in Fallout 4. A big worry with a lot of these more modern weapons is that it's going to look a little too clean in the post-apocalyptic setting of Fallout 4. But I think this one is perfect. It is dark black, but it has a lot of rusted, dirty textures on it, so I think it looks perfect. It has a bunch of modern attachments you can apply, some different scopes, grips, and even a monster suppressor to add on to the end of this thing, because, you know, every shotgun needs a suppressor. Something I appreciate is that even though this is a modern weapon, it is not overwhelming with the amount of attachments given. It gives you just enough to cover your basis with shorter or longer range things, every sort of playstyle, and then it just kind of stops there, rather than giving you 15 different options. Now, that's different for everybody. Some people like a lot of attachments, some people don't. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. So this one's a really good one for me, and it's a great option if you want a semi-automatic or even a fully automatic shotgun. This one is pretty cool. Moving on, we have probably the craziest shotgun on this list, and that is the Heavy Select Shotgun by neeher. This is actually a heavy weapon that you hold similar to a minigun or Gatling laser that shoots out shotgun shells, or as it calls it, industrial shotgun shells. These things are huge. Now, I think this might be the only mod on here that's not actually added to the leveled list, as it is a unique weapon that you find at Saugus Ironworks. And I think that's better. This is a pretty unique weapon, and it would be weird to see a lot of people running around with this thing. So this shotgun is absolutely huge, has a really cool custom animation, and is intended for use in power armor. You can use it outside of power armor, however, you will be slower and you'll also reload slower, which is a pretty interesting little gameplay mechanic there. This weapon is the first shotgun on this list to make use of custom shotgun ammo types. So it has access to the industrial buckshot we talked about earlier, knives, because you know, why not just throw knives at people, the railway spike flechette, and then slugs. One giant massive slug. Super cool, and all of these can be crafted at the chemistry station. Up next, we have yet another type of shotgun. We have the Remington 92 lever action shotgun by GaigeStorm. So this shotgun, like the title implies, is lever action. So you shoot, cycle the next round with a lever, and then shoot again. You'd be familiar with this action if you ever used the lever action shotgun from Fallout New Vegas, and if you play with the attachments a little bit, you can actually get a version of this one that'll look kind of similar. Obviously, they're not the same model of shotgun, so it's not going to be exactly the same, but you can get it kind of close. Speaking of those attachments, there's a good bit of variety with this mod. You can have this thing pretty modern with some new sights and some rails, or you can have it old school, bare bones, and wood furniture. Whichever you prefer, this mod can pretty much cover it. This weapon also takes use of different ammo types. You have your standard buckshot, slugs, or even dragon's breath, which will add some incendiary damage. And if you really wanted to, you could throw on a long scope, some slugs, and use this thing as a sniper rifle. This weapon has a good bit of utility, and it's pretty fun to mess around with. So, if you want to try it, link in the description as always. Moving on, we have the Spaz 12, and more specifically the Spaz 12 from Combined Arms Modern Weapon Pack by NovaFinch and Friends. Now, the Spaz 12 does not have a standalone version, so if you want this shotgun, you're going to have to download the entire Modern Weapon Pack, but that's not exactly a bad thing. That thing is full of 14 amazing weapons, so it's really not that much of a trade-off if you're going to be using some of those anyways. So, the Spaz 12 has a good bit of customization, as with all of the Combined Arms weapons. Lots of optics, lots of different attachments, and the ability to change it for different play styles. You can actually convert this thing from pump action to semi-automatic, just like the real Spaz 12 has the two different versions. It also makes use of a ton of different ammo types, anywhere from your standard buckshot to slugs to flechettes to depleted uranium rounds, because why not? This thing is super cool, and you can convert it to pretty much any of your favorite Spaz variations from popular media. This is definitely one of my favorite shotgun mods. I love the Spaz 12, and it's one of the reasons this video took so long to come out, because I was honestly just waiting for the release of this one. Combined Arms is definitely a weapon pack worth trying if you haven't already, so go out there and download it and give all those weapons a shot. Up next, we have another shotgun from a weapon pack, and that's going to be the Saiga 12 from the Russian Assault Pack, also by NovaFinch and Friends. The Saiga 12 is a Russian semi-automatic or even fully automatic shotgun, and in this mod it has a ton of customization. You can have it the basic bare bones Saiga, you can add a bunch of modern attachments, or you can even just make it an absolute abomination with wood furniture and an infrared sight. Because why not? You can also paint it a variation of different colors. And also, like some of the previous mods, it makes use of custom ammo types. One of my favorites from this one is the addition of frag rounds, so you have explosive shotgun shells, which is one of the best legendary variations you can find in Fallout 4, and you can just attach it as part of this weapon, so it's pretty good. I've always really liked the Saiga, and having it in a weapon pack that's part of the weapon packs that I use in my personal game is pretty awesome. Having it there, having more shotgun variety, and another version of a semi-automatic shotgun that I can use is really, really cool. So, I like this one a lot, and you should try it out. Up next, we have the MTS-255 Revolver Shotgun by ExpoAlt. This is a really cool revolver shotgun that can be converted between a rifle and pistol using the vanilla pipe revolver animations. However, there is also a reanimation pack that you can download for this thing to give it some new custom animations, so that's pretty cool too. This weapon has some really cool modifications, some of them custom, some of them using vanilla in-game assets, so using those are really cool and help it fit into the game a little bit better. This weapon also makes use of custom ammo types, choosing between regular shotgun shells, slugs, incendiary, or even explosive rounds, and this weapon features some unique variants you can find out in the world. My favorite of which being Flint's Fury, which is a crazy incendiary version of the shotgun that has a shish kebab mounted as a bayonet. Moving on, we have the Mossberg 500 by Utherien, aka TheBigLidowski. This mod is essentially the big brother of the hunting shotgun featured earlier. It just has way more in terms of attachments, but the clean textures might not be for everybody. I really like the rustic look of the hunting shotgun featured earlier, but this is a cool modern version of that shotgun for people who want it that way. Again, lots of attachments. You can practically roleplay as Predator by throwing 3 laser sights on this thing. It has a lot of versatility and as well a bunch of custom ammo types. This thing is added to the leveled lists and much like every other mod in this list, featured on PC as well as Xbox. So no reason not to download this one. Having some more shotgun variety, I'm pretty sure that the hunting shotgun is supposed to be the Remington 870 and having the counterpart, the Mossberg 500, is just kind of perfect. Giving those US arms that you would find out in the wasteland representation in Fallout 4. So I personally like the variety and it's there if you want it. For our penultimate shotgun mod, we have the Remington Model 11 by Subleader 100. This is also a pretty recent shotgun release, and one that was very pleasing to come out. As soon as I saw this thing in production, I was very, very excited for its release, and super happy when it finally came out. The Remington Model 11 is a classic US manufactured shotgun. It is semi-automatic but tube-fed, similar to the semi-auto version of the Spaz 12. Much like other Subleader 100 mods, this takes the classic weapon and adds a bunch of modern attachments to it, so you can modify it just any way to your liking. You can keep it old school, or you can make it as tactical as you want, while still having that classic vintage weapon underneath. This weapon also makes use of custom ammo types and is added to the leveled lists. Another wonderful shotgun to try out, and if you like classic vintage shotguns, this is definitely one for you. And finally, we have the Riot shotgun by Cumble. This is a throwback to Fallout New Vegas' Riot shotgun, the semi-automatic drum-fed little thing. It doesn't have a ton of modifications, but it is in the leveled list and it features custom animations. This thing is super cool. I love the way that it recoils when you shoot. It's a nice, compact little lead slinger, and there's really not a whole lot more to say about it. I just really love its charm and the look of the classic style from New Vegas. So, really love the Riot shotgun. Can't recommend it enough. And with that, we finally bring this video to a close. I hope you found at least one shotgun you want to add to your load order from this list. Hopefully even something that you maybe haven't seen before. All of these weapons are incredible works of art, and the mod authors work tirelessly to produce these for free. So, do everything you can to show your support for them. Donate, endorse, anything to show them that you care about all of the hard work that they're putting in. And if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next mod bundle coming next Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace!